Luan is coming literally within like a week at this current moment, and I thought, why not make a discussion video or talk about him, because a lot of people don't know what he does. A lot of people are saying that he's the be all end all unit. Some people are just absolutely clueless whether or not they should pull, and I'm gonna try to answer a lot of those questions in this video. Of course, you know, the pulling stuff and everything, I'll be having that should you summon out, but I will be talking about it in this video. I feel like a lot of people just don't know what Luan is, what he does, because a lot of people don't follow the Japanese side of the game. So I'm just gonna tell you right now. We're gonna be popping up his kit on screen, but I'm gonna give you a very summarized version of it. Luan is a 100% crit buffer that has a new unique mechanic to him known as bleed that is tied to his art. He can stack up to 3 stacks of bleed. Each stack of bleed equals 3% damage resist down, and with you being able to have 3 stacks on one target, of course that means you're gonna have 9% damage resist down. Upon him having the 3 stacks of bleed on a target, he will receive various buffs. One of the buffs being that he deals 100% increased damage to any target that has 2 or more stacks of bleed on them. Then if somebody has 3 stacks of bleed, he will gain 1% lifesteal against the target, which may not sound like a lot, but trust me, it is in Luan terms. And with him being across the blaze unit, of course this means he does have a dual attack, and his dual attack is with his servant Chloe. Chloe is a free unit you will be able to get upon the update releasing by doing the event, and then of course you can farm her up to max luck by doing her luck trial event. But their dual attack is something menacing to say the least. It's not that strong on its own, but the buffs that it gives Luan is definitely worth using. And to be honest, I really personally feel like that you're going to be wanting to use Luan and Chloe together like every chance you get. The buffs that he receives from that: 3 art gauge per second, 100% attack up, 100% skill CT recovery, and these buffs will last for 120 seconds. So he has a lot of damage buffs up just based on his kit alone. We're not even talking about his true weapon here, which does give him even more damage buffs, but just based on his kit alone, he's given himself 100% damage up, 100% attack up if you're using Chloe, 100% skill CT, 30% crit damage up because of his passive that he has where he gives everyone 30% critical damage up, and he also has lifesteal as well. If you're using this on him, which is his true weapon, this will give him an additional 50% crit damage up. So as you can see, Luan does damage. That's kind of an understatement. He will nuke anything in front of him. Before we get any further in the video, let me say this: if you're not subscribed yet, you should subscribe to the channel. 40% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, and it only takes 2 seconds. Because hey, if you subscribe, you don't have to keep typing in my name on the search bar 24/7 to try to watch my video. It just pops up in your sub box. So hey man, why not save yourself some time and click that subscribe button. He has so much damage potential in his kit, it's actually insane. And that's really all it comes down to with Luan. If you want to see big numbers, he's your guy. Especially if you like using Chloe or like her design and all that. Then of course, they're going to really love this unit just because those two, I think, are probably the best partner or the best duo out of all the Cross the Blaze units. Like Luan and Chloe are just disgusting together, man. But you realize there's something very different about this unit compared to other super high-end top-tier units, is that he only really does one thing, and that is damage. Which, for a lot of people, that's perfectly fine. We can look at someone like Thetis. Thetis is literally one of the best tanks in the entire game, and that's really all he does. Yes, he does provide some other stuff to your team, but Thetis really only tanks. And to be honest, for some people, that may not be enough. A lot of people have been saying that he is the be-all end-all unit, which isn't necessarily true whatsoever. If you want to see a be-all end-all unit, you got to be looking more towards Berwick, more towards Vox, stuff like that. For you to be the be-all end-all unit, you kind of need a little bit more to your kit than just damage, because Luan does damage really well. That's the thing. Like anything that's in front of him, he's just gonna go boom. But he will not be able to save your team in a pinch. Like if you need a heal, Luan can't provide. His slots don't allow it, his kit doesn't allow it, and he's pretty much a very selfish damage dealer at some points, because he's just like, well, if my team dies, they die. I literally have a kit that supports me and me alone. Like literally, this man is super selfish. Do you see what he does to his partner? He deadass stabs them through the chest in his cross art. And I don't want this to come off as Luan's a bad unit, because he's not. Luan is a fantastic unit. To be honest, I feel like that he probably will be used in tons of people's raid comps, because it's just going to be disgusting the amount of damage you can output. But I don't want people going in to pulling Luan expecting one thing and they get another, because some of the hype is kind of starting to seem like that, which is perfectly fine to be excited and be extremely hyped up for a new unit. But I don't want you to have your expectations so high to where you get disappointed by a unit that is just a really strong attacker. If we're talking about damage wise, yes, this guy's top 5 in the game easily. But if we're talking about versatility, utility, Luan kind of falls off on that, just because I personally feel like Luan is kind of you have to deal with all the baggage he brings to an extent. He pretty much takes up 2 slots in the team because you're going to want to be using Chloe alongside him because of that insane dual art. Also, you need to make sure that you have enough art gen on the team for Luan plus the rest of your teammates. And you also need to make sure that your team doesn't die. So you maybe want to bring like a Sestina or something like that too, or a tank or something. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you need to bring to kind of compensate for Luan. But if you make Luan work, my god, does he freaking work. That's really all I wanted to talk about with Luan. Don't go in expecting that this guy is going to be the guy that carries you through every single piece of content. Luan is extremely strong as a damage dealer, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best damage dealer in the game right now, just because the amount of damage buffs that he has tied to just his kit alone is quite insane. He has so much survivability and just self-sustain in his kit that even I'm kind of surprised that this is actually a unit. But hey man, if you're gonna be something for Luan, tell me down below in the comment section. Me personally, you already know, baby, this is, hey, I gotta go for Luan. He's a dark unit, I already love him. The man's insane. If you're looking for an attacker and you're in desperate need of one, then hey, that should be the reason why you're pulling for Luan, not to pull like you think that Luan's a second coming of Vox or something, because he's not. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video, man. Thank you all for coming out. Just wanted to get that out there. And yeah, it's been your boy Pete. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. And last but not least, man, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.